Well, why'd you say the one that time? You're doing the introduction. You know when you're...
You know when you're going to throw it to yourself. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah, you just got to look at your own fingers as you count down the 3, 2, 1.
Smug.
Hi.
And joining us, we have internet celebrity D. Davis playing Frazzle Fuse. Hello.
Hey, everybody.
And of course, we've got Jared playing his character Rook.
Yep. That's me.
And Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike is playing Mr. Gyrax.
I sure am.
Which leaves us with Smug, aka Mr. Manager, playing Moktesh. Hey, Smug.
Hey, how you doing, White Caliber?
I'm great.
That's great.
So great that I'm playing a character named Depp. And that's
Mr.
everybody.
Manager.
Mr. Manager. It's just Manager.
No. Mr. Manager's my father. You can call me Todd Manager.
When we left off, we were trying to find a way to sneak into a citadel and steal a ruby, but Gyrax didn't do so hot in his divination, which means we need to find another way.
Indeed.
So Moktesh,
Yeah, we need another angle.
Are you going to go and brain snoop on some priests?
Well, this place is massive, right?
It's
Huge.
big.
It's massive.
It's kind of big.
We can definitely go for a stroll inside, particularly if they're indeed not watching people that closely. And they do let people in.
Yeah, they do. It's a main prayer hall. It is gigantic. There's several guards posted around because, of course, the Silver Flame Church is partly militarized. They're largely paladins, just kind of hanging around. They don't stop you or hassle you or anything like that. In fact, they seem kind of friendly.
Depp tips his butler hat.
The guy tips his hat back.
Frazzle Fuse taps Moktesh on the hip and says, "Hey, if they got any free mints in there, I want you to fill your pockets with the free mints and bring it back to me. All right?"
I'm not gonna do that.
Damn it. Oh, all right. Yeah, spoil.
Maybe later.
Maybe later. Shall we head into the chapel, the prayer room? I don't know.
Prayer hall.
Okay.
That's what I'm calling it.
So is the prayer hall, is that past the main entrance area and there's doors blocking everything else off?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just this massive hall with a bunch of pews and pillars and things like that. Probably some very fancy stained glass. There's priests everywhere talking to people. Probably, since this is a Catholic-style religion, there's probably confession booths.
All right.
Everything else is pretty much guarded with a closed door and a paladin in front of it. So pretty much you're not... unless you're doing something you're not supposed to, you're not getting past this room. Because it's pretty well guarded.
That's fair.
It is a fortress.
Can I use my skills of observation to see if there are any, I don't know, secret doors that aren't guarded?
Yeah, sure.
Entrances, yeah.
Sure.
Alright,
he's
so
not
I'll
an
roll
elf.
my 1d6.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Was skilled, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
That's your 1/6 this game.
This entire campaign, yeah.
This entire campaign. Alright, well, why don't you tell me as to how you think you can get in here?
How I can get in here from outside?
Yeah, what do you... Yeah, well, right. Are you looking from the outside of the fortress, or like the prayer hall inside, and then like
I'm on
access
the
from the
outside. I'm looking around to see if there are like a different way we could get in. And let's see. So this is a coastal city. It's on the edge of a...
Not necessarily a coast. It's more of a very deep ravine that has a river flowing through it. Previously, if you look at the map, it did have a bridge, the White Bridge, connecting it to the city on the other side, but that got blown up.
Okay.
That don't exist no more.
So is the citadel near the ravine, or is it closer to inland?
Sure. Let's say it's closer to the river there.
Okay. Well, in that case, I might notice a little bit of a, outflow gate, I guess, a little ways down the ravine. That's maybe where the sewage gets carried out of the citadel. That's a potential way that we could get in, though it looks kind of dangerous. Also
sounds
stinky.
right to me.
Not that that bothers Depp.
No, but Depp would. All right, that sounds good to me.
I will point that out to the rest of the group. Look down there. Possible way in.
Relatively unguarded as well. Maybe just like one mook, but it's just a mook, not a paladin.
See that mook? It doesn't even look like a paladin.
It's got the worst job.
It's not even a goon.
Yeah. Hi, goons.
Just a mook.
Okay.
Right. As for Moktesh.
Yeah. I guess if it seems alright, I guess he probably will go inside, and he probably wants to go in by himself, or maybe with one other person, because I think 6 butlers are going to arouse a little bit of suspicion.
Go on.
Go by myself.
Hang out by yourself in church.
You're going to take me to church.
Go pray and steal me some of those mints.
Get some religion in your life.
Alright. So he's going to do that then. He's just going to separate, wait a little bit, and then he's going to just kind of walk in like he knows exactly where he's going, even though he doesn't.
Sure, it's almost like he's one of the purified, which means that he's a silver flame worshipper.
No doubt.
All right, yeah. The paladins, don't even look your way really. They just kind of are there mostly ornamentally. So you walk in without even a slight contact. And the inside of the prayer hall is massive, like I mentioned. Pews everywhere, columns, stained glass. It looks very nice, actually. It looks like it could house a lot of people if it really needed to.
And in the main prayer hall, which is probably where he's going to end up, he's going to aim to... Well, he's going to keep an eye on people as he's walking through, but can't really stop and stare.
Sure, it's a huge room. I mean, it is a public place, too. It's not like they're really going to care.
Yes, they will.
Just
They'll be like, oh
just
my
staring
God,
at people.
It's Nick Cage. I loved him in Face Off. But since he at least wants to look like he's got a goal and a reason for being there, it's all about the character that he's playing. He's acting. Well, he's gonna head into the prayer hall, kind of sit in one of the pews at the back, and then he's just kind of watch and look for the important people before trying to read their minds for anything that might be of use to him.
Okay. So you're going to be using the mind scanned ability on the psychic kick.
Assuming that that it does see anyone important. I don't know if I need
Certainly,
to
there's a lot of priests around, and probably at least one of them is a major bishop.
And he can probably tell that by who has the biggest hat, right?
Yes, that's exactly it.
All right. So yeah, under the pretense of intense praying, he's going to kind of lean forward and do that whole Charles Xavier thing.
With his outstretched hand?
No, he's just going to do that thing where he puts the 2 fingers to his temple.
Gotcha. All right, roll
The
1d6.
James McAvoy.
Suddenly
But it's
shoots
really
side
more of a
beams.
Sean Spencer, really.
All right.
Oh,
So
I
on a
get it.
3, there are two things that happen. Either you can read all surface thoughts, or you can probe for one particular thing from this this bishop guy. And also on a 3, you have to pick one of these. Either they know you're reading them, or what you get has a flaw.
When they know that you are reading them, is it more that they abruptly realize someone in the room, since there's so many people, is reading their mind?
I'm going to say no. They know exactly you because there's a connection between you and them.
Oh, I felt a connection. I probably don't want to read all their surface thoughts in a room full of priests.
Well, it'd just be his surface thoughts.
Yeah, even worse. Alright, I'm gonna probe him. And we'll go for a flaw in the information.
Okay. And I assume your one question is, where's the jewel of fire?
That's right, where's the ruby?
Where's the ruby? Okay.
Or maybe... Yeah, no, we'll... Yeah, we'll go with that.
All right. Well, the information you collect is that it is, in fact, here in the cathedral. And you kind of get the image from this guy that he's seen the Archbishop himself, of course, and the Archbishop is wearing it. Like, that's the image you get. So, you know that for a fact. The flaw, however, is that, and flaws in this game, they mentioned that you kind of know it's a flaw, like, even as you extract the information. My delay tactic is did work because I don't know what the flaws.
The flaw is that the Archbishop died 16 years ago. This
Oh,
very
no!
day.
What a twist!
M. Night Shyamalan. Known bard in these bits.
No.
All right,
Someday
I'm
we'll
going to
run
back up a
into
little
him.
bit. You do know that the Archbishop carries it on him, but the flaw is that you aren't exactly sure that he saw it here in the cathedral. You just know that it is. He saw it on the Archbishop.
Was it just hanging around his neck on a necklace?
Sure.
Or did he get it put onto a giant ring that he can't even lift?
It's on a wallet chain.
A team of eunuchs carry it around at all times.
He got it bedazzled into his Pope hat.
It's actually on a codpiece.
Wow.
Oh dear.
No. It was just on
Codpiece
a, it's
and
just
a
on
wallet chain.
Combined?
Yes.
It's amazing.
But no, it's just a necklace. But you don't know where he saw the Archbishop wearing it, basically. So the only thing you get from this is that you know that there is a connection between the two, but not really where it's kept.
The plot thickens.
So does the Archbishop live in the Citadel?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. For Moktesh's part, he's gonna just kind of sit there and keep drinking in the ambiance and maybe any gossip he might hear. Probably won't hear any.
Not
Well,
much. No, it's mostly. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I said I was going to attempt to use my interrogation ability to subtly ask one of the paladins, like, chat with one of the paladins about the church and the Citadel, how impressive it is, and maybe drop in there. It's like, oh, does the Archbishop live in there? Does the clergy live there? Try and drop that in subtly in a conversation about the Citadel.
Sounds fine to me. Skilled roll?
Yeah, it's interrogation.
All right. 1d6.
Building a rapport with the paladin. Nope.
He murders you on... No.
Well,
No dear.
it's been fun, folks.
Cleaves into you.
Time to pull out my
No.
backup character, the bard M. Night Shyamalan.
He makes an appearance. No. Unfortunately, it gets a little bad. There's no way you could have known this, but as you were talking to the paladin, he gets immediately suspicious of you as you kind of ask where the Pope basically is. Not the actual Pope, because the Silver
the
Flame
Pope's in the
Pope is
capital.
in Flame Keep and is also an 11-year-old girl. But in
Huh.
any case, he kind of, turns on you. What was a friendly conversation is now just like, are you one of, he kind of looks at you and goes, are you one of those Cinderwings? Are you probing around for him, huh?
I am not even familiar with the term Cinderwings.
Sure you're not. Why don't you just get out of here, and if I see you around here again, we're going to have some uglier words.
Well, alright. Good luck with them Cinderwings, then. Dep tips his hat.
Why did I give that guy a Brooklyn accent?
Hey, forget about it.
You just
Fuck
conflate.
you.
You just
Francis,
automatically
you disgust-
conflate belligerence with Brooklyn for some reason.
I guess I do. All right.
Well, that was not as productive as I had hoped. We may have to do a bit of a stakeout to see if we can watch and find out where the Archbishop's movements take him.
Considering how huge this place is, that'd be a trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I'm sure Frazzlefeud is really good at stakeouts, right?
Yeah.
He once had a steak.
Yeah, there's
It was
a steak
great.
in the word, so.
You took that steak
Probably good.
right out. All right. So that didn't work out for me. What have you guys got?
That's a good question. So we need to know if we have no information about the bishop at this point.
No, what's up?
We know that he is an archbishop, and he's got a ruby on a wallet chain.
And we need a way to infiltrate their office area of their fortress that isn't for public display
Only
and
Deb had
wandering.
pretended to be a dutiful service droid.
Well, we can.
There's no such thing.
We're gonna
At least
clean the
we-
dogs, aren't we, guys?
At least we have a potential way into the bowels of the Citadel.
Literally.
Through the product of the Citadel's bowels.
Oh.
You also have the sort of term of the Cinderwings, which apparently is something antagonistic towards the church.
Yeah, never heard of
Something
it.
We should be
Maybe
looking
we could
into.
enlist their help.
Yes, let's go find the terrorists. That'll be low key, just like the the Baron wanted.
He also wanted the job done.
Baron Philippe Tilkin.
Sure. He actually did not give you a be discreet sort of thing.
Frazzlefuse. How big of a bomb can you make?
So if we just burn the place down, then we can just get the ruby from the ashes.
Rubies don't burn, right?
Operation Anders is in full effect. Alright, great.
Great.
Just great.
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 So, Cinderwings. Who wants to try and find them? Rook.
Me?
Rook.
Alright. Sure.
I'm just assuming that Rook would be pretty good at this kind of thing. Getting in contact with a rebel underground.
Terrorists.
Well, I do have the Friend in Every Port Connections resource.
See?
Alright.
So I'm going to see if I know anybody in this city.
Okay.
So it's a skilled check.
What did you say?
Do I know anybody?
That is a success.
I know somebody.
So you do know somebody. Who do you know here?
The Bard M. Night Shyamalan.
Your Aunt Irma.
That's funny for reasons you don't know. So, let's see, we're in Thrain.
I've got one for you if you can't think of something.
Sure, go for it,
Okay.
Mr. GM.
All right. So your travels take you to a certain tavern near to the... actually, it's called the Burnt Citadel. I forgot to mention. The Burnt Citadel, but the tavern is called the
Burnt
Ashen Ale.
Citadel is what the big tower is what the Citadel is called?
Yeah.
It doesn't look
Citadel.
burned at all.
No.
Was it burned at some point in the past?
It might have been.
Wow.
It is perhaps built upon the ashes of the old Citadel, but you don't know. But this new tavern is called the Ashen Ale, and you know that it is the favorite hideout of a certain rapscallion named Majestic.
Majestic, huh?
Majestic, that is his name. It is in fact a male tiefling bard. And
Well.
just as you open the door, you already hear the loud, dulcet chords of this tiefling bard who is singing tales of... it sounds like rebellion, actually. Some
he's starting to play
rousing...
that.
Yeah, he's trying to. He's doing his best to tell a tale as subtly as possible, and it's not subtle whatsoever. That of opposing the tyrant and the people rising up. And well, as soon as you basically see who the patronage is in this place, you might want to leave because it seems to be a Templar bar. I'm sorry, a Paladin bar.
I was gonna
So
say,
it's a
somebody get Amic. We finally found
It's a cop bar.
It's a cop bar, yeah, pretty much. And he's just kind of like being not at all subtle about his proclivities.
And how are these paladins taking it?
Every eye is on him.
Well, I'm sure he's a bard. That's what he wants.
That's actually true. He could not be happier. And of course, he's a tiefling, so that just makes it all the better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he might have some useful information, so I'm not going to run off, and I'm not going to just let him get murdered. I'm going to hang out for a bit, see how things go.
sit in a dark corner and drink.
I'm not going to find a dark. No, I'm not going to find a dark corner. I'm going to run for the bar.
All right.
And make sure he sees me.
Okay. So he does see you, and he just keeps singing his song. His grin gets bigger. It's just big shit-eating grin. Because he knows exactly what he's doing. And, well, the paladins kind of keep murmuring to each other. It's, other than the murmurs and, of course, his song, it's very quiet in here.
I hope he's just singing about what he sees.
Was it Randy Newman?
There's a Templar in the bar, another Paladin in the bar, and they're drinking in the bar. That's
Nope,
what
it
it's
is a
all
song
about.
of tyranny and opposing tyranny. And it's like literally the tyrant in his tale song. It's like literally Bolgar Barizdu. That's how subtle it is.
Outplay the son
boy.
destroys the father.
The bartender doesn't even
Liar
look
gets
at Rook. He's just too busy looking at this this bard that is playing. Is shaking his head, and obviously the bartender's not quite as angry as the paladins are, but he's really regretting letting that guy sing.
I should have
Interesting
done that.
choice of
Should have done that.
interesting choice of entertainment.
Yeah, well, he said he'd play for food, and well, the paladins always like a good song. Ugh.
Well, you know how bards are.
Know how tieflings are.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a bad- it's a dangerous combination.
Classes.
It's a bad combination.
It is. Oh, if I don't do something, he's going to get the shit kicked out of him. Of course, he doesn't actually look like he's going to do anything about it.
Probably wreck your bar.
He kind of turns to Rook and then says, could you get him out of here?
All right. get up, point directly at Majestic, and from across the bar I just shout, "That was my sister, you bastard!" and rush at him.
He stops playing and kind of, turns to looks slightly surprised, and probably managed to get something out along the lines of, "Well, she asked for it," and then you I guess you tackle.
just grabbing him,
Wow.
dragging him out.
Yeah, he is probably fairly certain you don't have a sister at this point, but at the same time, he's making it
Yeah.
pretty obvious he doesn't respect her.
No. What a
I don't
my
even respect
hypothetical
fictional
sister.
women.
That's very hurtful.
So-
Pull him out into the alley behind the bar or something.
The paladins let you go because, they stare at him the entire way, but, at least someone seems like they're going to give him the what for.
Once I get him outside, like making friends, huh?
No, only the most friendliest of friends. The Silver Flame Paladins, of course they're friendly. They were tolerating my song quite well. Any other crowd probably would have killed me by now.
He probably would have gotten that poor guy's bar torn apart.
That wouldn't be the first.
No, I can't imagine it would. So listen. What do you know? What was the name of the group?
Cinderwings.
What do you know about the Cinderwings?
Oh, them. They're quite wonderful to write songs about. Have you been here long? I know you drift, but...
Like a few hours.
So you haven't seen one of their riots yet. Well, if you were to come back to this bar around, let's say, sundown, and he makes it very clear that he too will be here.
Uh-huh.
You might catch a glimpse of them.
All right.
He's actually saying this in kind of a way where it might be bullshitting.
It might be bullshitting, but you never know. The riots might be that clockwork. And do you have any information on the Archbishop?
Well, of course I have information on that tyrant. What do you wish to know about him?
Well, you see, he's in possession of an item which I have been hired to retrieve.
Sounds interesting.
So, we've heard that he carries it on his person. It's a ruby, and just given the general description.
He, no note of recognition passes his eye.
Does the Archbishop reside in the Burnt Citadel? Or does he have his own place?
He does have his own place, though I'm not sure where it is.
Alright. Well, tell you what. If you happen to talk to these Cinderwings guys, you could pass along a message to, and I give him a general idea. I tell him where we're staying.
You do?
Tell him where to send a message to. We don't have anywhere else to, dead drop a message.
True.
Just send a messenger. We're in the employ of this Baron. It's an item of his. So I'm sure he would like to stick one to these tyrants himself.
Alright, he kind of waves his hand and says, if I do meet them, you see, I'm not exactly in league with them. I simply provide background music. But, if such a thing happens, I shall do that exactly.
Great. Because we might end up needing a distraction at some point.
That I am proficient at.
Yeah, I noticed.
Alright, is that all you want?
Yeah, unless he has any other pertinent information about the city. Because, I'm guessing that's the reason everybody seems all on edge, is if the Cinderwings guys are constantly inciting riots.
Well, that
throw off the
is
Thrainish oppressors.
that is one of the reasons. Yeah. I mean, he's more than willing to talk to you about the city at length.
Yeah, like any information, any like pertinent information about the city itself.
Well, I mean, the tension is really because it's an Onderan city being occupied by Thrain.
Yeah.
And of course, he's all about talking about mostly just the Archbishop, and the Archbishop is Thrainish. He was put here to basically keep order in this city, and, well, he's kind of a dick.
Mhm.
The Cinderwings are a group of Onderans who are trying to throw the Thrainish people out, and you do actually catch the name Pyrimors.
Pyrimors.
Pyrimors, that's the leader, apparently. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What the hell was I doing? No, I'm sorry. Scratch that one.
Okay. Not Pyrimors.
Pyrimors.
Not
ceases to
Pyrimors.
exist.
No, Pyrimors does
actually
exist. I was reading the
Pyrs
wrong line. It's actually Maul. That's the name that comes up.
Maul?
Maul.
Maul?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds like a friendly character.
Yeah. Maybe a Warforged.
Possibly. And, yeah, so basically there's been a lot of riots. Not all of them are Cinderwing. They're basically just tension between the two. You do also find out that it's not entirely one-sided. It's not just Thrain versus Onder. A lot of the Paladins actually are not too up on Durisnu's policies,
Okay.
but that's basically all he's got.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for the help. Yeah.
Mm.
We now actually know some things instead of knowing
Indeed.
nothing.
I take full credit for that success.
That was good leadership.
Thanks.
Good job.
Now, maybe we should make a stink bomb ahead of time this time.
I could give it a shot.
Oh yeah. I never got any closure on what the hell that pendant that woman had was, did I?
No, you did not.
No.
Do you recognize this symbol? I ask. Majestic.
It kind of draw it for me.
Yeah, the draw down. Uh-huh.
It just shrugs his shoulders, says, nope, never seen it before.
Get that a lot. All right.
He gives a flourish of his way too gaudy cape, and then strides off. Probably to the next bar to sing another song that he really shouldn't be singing.
Well, what can you do? Bards.
Check.
You can tell he's legit because he suffers for his art.
Actually meeting with another adventurous party about their specific problem in the city.
That's quite possible too.
Alright, why don't we pause here?
All right.
Why don't
Right.
Okay,
Don't we?
Seems like a good part.
I'll do a
Good
freeze
times.
frame.
Freeze frame!
Don't
they just kinda-
you forget about me.
Now we just got to do that like smooth wipe transition that Lucas was doing in Star Wars.
Nice. Star wipe.
Star Wop. Star Word.
Whoa.
Star wipe
Whoa.
and penis.
I don't think you guys watched the same Star Wars I did.
Didn't we?
Didn't we?
I don't remember any penises in mine.
No, it was called the Blockade Runner. All right, see you next time, folks.